thanks for joining me today. We're going to be making some cards with our holiday mugs, stamps, and dies. For our first card, I've got an A2 size top folding card with this lovely craft cardstock. To layer on top of that, I've cut a panel with our stitch rectangle dies, and then I've run it through with our houndstooth embossing folder. So it has a really nice pattern to it. It's kind of a warm and cozy pattern. So we're going to glue that down to the card front. So on top of our embossed cardstock, we're going to put a couple layers of different pattern papers. This card's going to have lots of sparkle and shine, but lots of texture and dimension as well. So I've cut out our red glitter papers, super pretty and sparkly. Just a little rectangular block that'll take up just a little over half of the bottom of our card, and then a plaid piece from our Be Merry paper pad to layer on top of that. Next, I have two smaller rectangles to layer together. One is from our gold foil cardstock, and another piece from the Be Merry paper pad. So this is what we have so far with our card. Next, I've cut a strip of green cardstock that I'm going to run up and down. Next, I've cut out a stitched zigzag circle, and we're going to lay that down. And now we have a nice focal point for our coffee mug. So I've colored one of the coffee mugs from the stamp set. There's a beautiful poinsettia on it. And I'm going to lay that down, but I've added some foam adhesive to the back just to make it pop off the card for a little bit of dimension. And the last thing we're going to add is our warm wishes sentiment that I have stamped and die cut out. You get a die cut with the coordinating dies that will cut the sentiment. And here is our finished card. For our next card, I have a white A2 size top folding card. I have a red piece of cardstock. We're going to layer on the front of that. Out of teal cardstock, I cut our plaid cover die panel A, and a craft cardstock, I cut out plaid panel B. They layer together nicely, or you can also use them just independently of each other. Before I cut them out, I added our adhesive sheets to the back of the cardstock. So basically, I made myself two big plaid stickers. Isn't that fun? So I'm going to lay down the A panel first. And all I have to do is peel away the backing of the adhesive sheet and adhere it down to the card base. And easy as that, I have this really nice plaid over the red cardstock. I'm going to do the same thing, and we're going to layer the panel B directly over that. And the white parts here, you see, that's just the adhesive sheet. I've popped out all of the craft cardstock pieces, but those should peel away with the backing of the adhesive sheet. The backing does peel away super easy, so it's not difficult to work with. And I have another plaid sticker. Check out that plaid background that we've made. It was super simple and easy too with those adhesive sheets. So I've cut out with our zigzag circle dies. I've cut out one of white cardstock, and I've cut a little piece of it because I like to make it look like it's going off the edge of the card. Now we have a nice spot for our mug to sit. And I've used this coffee mug on this one. I've colored it teal, matches the teal in the plaid. It's got that pretty red poinsettia. I've added foam adhesive so it'll stick up a little bit. The next thing I'm going to add is our sentiment warm wishes. And I'm just going to put that down here below the mug. And I've also added some foam adhesive to the back of it as well. The last thing I'm going to add to this card is a little bit of bling. I think it needs a little bit of shine. These are our ballroom gems. And they've got nice neutral tones in here. I'm going to use the gold because I think the gold will look really nice with this craft cardstock. Here's our finished card. Oh, I think that looks beautiful. Our next card is going to be a mini slimline card. When folded, this card is 6 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. And I've seen them made a couple of different sizes, but I like that 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I've used our candy stripe stencil on this piece. And I just took red ink and blended it with our mini blender brush. I got this really nice red and white stripe. It does look like candy stripes. I love it. So we're going to glue that down to our card base first. I love that red and white stripe background. Across the bottom here, we're going to add a 1-inch strip of our green glitter paper. Again, I've cut out from our zigzag circle dies. I've cut one out of craft cardstock. I'm going to lay that over off to the side. It is the perfect little spot for our coffee mug with the poinsettia. And this time I just glued it directly down to the circle. I've stamped warm wishes in red on craft cardstock this time. And instead of using the die, I just cut it out a rectangle and I cut a little flag end there, and we're going to glue this down on the green cardstock as well. And here's our finished card. I love the simplicity of this, but yet it gives such a bold look and the shine of that glitter paper. I love it. For our last card, we're going to make another mini slimline card, this time with a red card base. I cut a piece of craft cardstock to fit on top of the card front, and I made my own pattern paper. These pretty poinsettias and green leaves are from our mistletoe stamp set. You get a small poinsettia this size, but you also get a larger one, and it's a lot of fun to stamp and play around with. But I love this background that I made with those poinsettias. And with the craft cardstock up against the red, I really like the look of this. So don't be afraid to stamp on your craft cardstock with colors. You get a different look than you get with just a plain white background. So I've got a strip of red cardstock and a small strip of the green glitter paper, and we're just going to put those up and down the card like so. So I've got our coffee mug with the poinsettia, love that. And I'm going to put it here on that strip of paper that we've got going. And I cut the warm wishes out of craft cardstock again, and I'm going to stick it out here from the mug. And I've got a strip of glitter paper that I want to extend out as well. So let's glue that down first. So see, if I just put the craft cardstock out with the warm wishes in red, it blends in with the background a lot, but that little strip of green glitter paper right there helps it stand out a little more and you notice it a little better. And now we're just going to add our coffee mug. I've added some foam adhesive to the back to make it pop off the card a bit. There, I think that looks great. I'm going to add some more of those gold ballroom gems. So here's our finished card. Oh, I love it. I like the finishing touch of those gold gems, the sparkle of the glitter paper, and then you've got the rustic craft cardstock with those poinsettias. I love how that comes together. Thank you so much again for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed these cards we've created with our holiday mugs, stamps, and dies. You can find these and more at pinkandmain.com or ask your local retailer. Until next time, my friends, keep living the creative life.